Welcome back, everybody. So I was doing some online shopping at Michael's, and they sent me a $5 voucher. So I needed to come here and spend that. And I thought we would take a look. It's been a while since we were last here. Let's see what they've added. Before we go on in, I did want to say a special thank you to all the people who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, you can check out the link to my Patreon page in the description below. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and head on in. Like I said, I was doing some online shopping here, which is actually a good thing because it turns out they didn't have what I wanted in the store, at least not in the quantity that I wanted either. So it worked out pretty well. I got free shipping for an order over $50, and they gave me the $5 to spend today. Now, if you're wondering what it was that I purchased online, well, I'm not going to tell you just yet. You're going to have to wait until the end of the video, but here's a hint. If you watched that Gallery of Legends walkthrough at the Cabana Bay in the video I did a couple of days ago, it'll give you kind of a hint. Anyway, so here we are looking through the Halloween merchandise here. Might be easy to spend that $5 on one of these little trinkets here, but I think I've got something bigger in mind. Anyway, if you want something with a Halloween phrase on it or a word, you've certainly come to the right place at Michael's. It seems like every other item has wording on it, which kind of bothers me in a little way because, I want a prop that's going to blend in to the theme that I'm working on this year, and it's kind of hard when everything it doesn't it screams Halloween, it just doesn't blend in, right? I think some of the exceptions to that might be these potion bottles, of course, and some of the fortune teller merchandise, because I am doing a fortune teller theme in my living room. So I was a little tempted by some of the things there. The problem is everything is so disjointed. I mean, everything looks good on its own, but it was kind of hard to think of anything cohesively with some of the stuff. I guess I did a good job over here with this retro theme, so if you are doing some vintagey looking decor, you can find a lot of stuff to add to that here, which is kind of fun in itself. I think I might even like to do that in my dining room one year, having some sort of more formal vintage Halloween decoration theme with just a little bit more upscale. I think that would be kind of fun. That thing we just looked at, by the way, was the Wheel of Fun, and it said, "Black cats will cross your path." Well, I was just actually at Busch Gardens last weekend for the opening of Howlow Scream. We were there during the day, eating lunch in one of the outside restaurants, and a black cat actually came up and sat next to us. It might have sat next to us because I was enticing it with some food, but it came over nonetheless. And I don't know why people think black cats are unlucky. It was the sweetest little thing. Clearly it was a feral cat, though, that they keep to ward off the mice. Don't tell anybody, but Disney does the same thing. But, you can't tell anyone because got to keep Mickey Mouse safe. Anyway, point being, that poor little feral cat was like skin and bones, and I just felt awful for it. I really wanted to take it home. I actually grew up with a black cat, and my parents actually still have a black cat. So I think they're just wonderful. Anyway, I guess that was a bit of a tangent. Let's get back to the merchandise here. Looks like they have lots of different designs for the same things. So you saw the different coffins there, a couple of different colors on the pumpkins. I think we're going to see that a lot. It's the easy way to manufacture this merchandise. There was that little house down there. One thing I noticed, this store didn't have any of that Limax Spooky Village stuff out. I don't know if that's because it was all sold. Maybe that sort of stuff is very collectible and hard to get. I don't know. I don't collect it. It's one more thing I don't need to add to my collection list, but I love the people that do that stuff. Is really awesome. I do like these little tin signs. Target used to have similar thing a couple of years in a row, way back when. It had to be maybe like 10 years ago. And I just bought a bunch of them because they were just like street signs with all the little funny sayings on them. I built little poles for them, and that was the entrance to my driveway one year. Just had a bunch of those little signs everywhere. And I thought it was kind of cute. I still have them in my basement. I really probably need to toss them out, although I do stick one particular one out every year. It's got two little arrows on it. One says trick or treat and points to my house. One says smell my feet, points to my neighbor's house. Anyway, I love this pillow. In fact, I just bought a very similar one. If you watched my pop shelf video, it was a big eyeball pillow just like that. This one looks perhaps a little bit nicer, but it's $30. The one that I paid, or the one I bought at Pop Shelf, was only $10, so be that as you will. Speaking of the pricing, though, there was some announcements going on in the store about not needing coupons, so I don't know if that's a thing anymore. I don't really shop at Michael's too much except on the Halloween time. And I remember in the past always like buying one thing at a time, using a coupon. I don't know if that's a thing anymore. I was again, though, excited to get my $5 voucher. I'm going to still use that. But it seemed like a lot of the stuff was just already marked down at 40%, which I don't know which is worse. I mean, them keeping everything inflated, expecting you to use a coupon, or just marking half the store down at 40%. It's all just these games that drive me insane. I really liked, if you remember, what was it? J.C. Penney's went one year, like eliminating all the big sales and marking everything, like honestly, basically, getting rid of the whole 99-cent stuff, marking everything to the nearest dollar. And the customers just hated it. I guess everybody wants a deal, but honestly, I loved it. I don't want to shop around, wait for fake sales or whatnot. Just give me an honest price so I can buy the merchandise. Anyway, so I don't really know what a lot of the prices on this stuff is. They don't really have it prominently displayed on the shelf. It might be on all those little tags there. So I only noted a couple, which I'll point out here and there. But some people always ask me, why don't I tell you the prices? Well, I mean, I don't want to spend all day here doing this video. It'd be 2 hours long. But, you know, if you see something you like, I'm sure it is on the Michaels website and you can check out their pricing there. And then if you buy a few things, get your free shipping, get your own $5 voucher and go get some free stuff. Anyway, the merchandise here is pretty good. I mean, there was a lot of fortune teller stuff, which is going to work well in my theme. But honestly, I came here thinking I was going to buy some of that, but nothing really grabbed my attention so much that I had to put it in my cart. I do love these little fake book boxes, though, and Michaels really does an amazing job with their wreaths. And then you can, of course, build your own wreath, and this is that aisle with the build your own wreath stuff, and it just looks decimated. And I think that's kind of the fun of Michaels. You go there expecting to craft things, so obviously all these things that you can buy to craft your own wreath is gone at this point, because we should be starting to decorate now. And you'll see, obviously, in the other aisles, the merchandise is starting to get a little thin. However, some of the stuff in all the aisles is still quite full. So I have not actually started decorating yet. I know that might surprise some of you. I was about to start this week. We had some repair people at the house doing some work. I didn't want to scare them with all of my Halloween decorations out so early. So now that they are done, I'm going to start putting some stuff out on the inside at least. I'm going to save the exterior until at least October just to not drive my neighbors crazy. They already think we're a little weird. I don't feel we need to go ahead and prove that fact. Anyway, here's some more of the actual Halloween decor. This is the merchandise that I like. You know, you can really fit that stuff in your decor. I love that little cat, by the way, that had the most amazing expression. Of course, I love those lenticulars too that sort of change the design as you walk past them. The Dollar Tree and those sort of stores usually put out some of those every year. A little bit smaller than that, but you know, they'll do. And I usually buy them every time I see a new design because I love decorating with the haunted portraits. It just makes things so easy. Anyway, if you're looking for something a little more bright and colorful, though, you've got these little Tinsel Cats, which I think you can find everywhere. But look, they're starting to get into the Halloween tree decorating now. Got some different ornaments. You could put one of those, that shiny witch's hat on top of your Christmas tree if you wanted, or that bat there. In fact, I've done a couple of different designs for Halloween Christmas trees. I did one that was just kind of like an orange, sort of pumpkin-y looking one, and then one that was actually inspired by a witch, and I thought it was kind of fun. Check out the videos in my old video lists to see for yourself. But anyway, here we have this stuff that was out in my first initial walkthrough, and I remember thinking everything was going to be so cool. Now that I'm looking at it again, though, some of it's a little strange. Like, I was going to buy that welcome sign. I had it in my hand. I was debating it for a while. It was really neat because, you know, it had that sort of plasticky front with the dripping blood down the front of it. But the more I looked at it, it kind of bothered me because I thought the shininess was going to be very obvious on the door and just make it look fake. And the blood was black, so it looked very graphic instead of realistic, and I wanted red blood, so I skipped it. A lot of the stuff here is very pretty, I will give them that. They put a lot of effort into the design of the products. Do you like that little crow there? I think there was another crow we saw earlier on a stick that I was thinking of buying for my bird cages I got at that pop shelf store the other day as well. I can't decide if I'm going to put crows in there or, spiders or even spider skeletons. I don't know yet, so we'll see. You'll have to stay tuned. I'm about to do my mantle well, I don't know if I did it last year, but for several years I've tried emulating some fireplace mantle designs that I find online. Found a really cool one this year on the Spirit website. I'm going to see if I can put my own little twist on that. But it, of course, had the bird cage on one side of it and a tall vase of, I don't know, I was kind of looking here in Michael's to find something to put in that vase. Those, it's not really florals, but the, leafy things on sticks. What do you call that? Branches, I guess, to put on the other side. Actually, I like that little man-eating plant. That kind of might have looked good in it. But anyway, I didn't really find anything here. Like I said, the stuff in the wreath section was all wiped out. I might have to go look at Home Goods or something and hope they still have something. Who knows? I've got some party supplies here as well. I like this. You can get a whole little set of stuff to put on stakes in your yard. That makes decorating super easy. All right, so what else have we got here? Just some general party stuff. And, table runners and things. This is a good reason why I make these videos, because as I was walking through the store doing this video, I was thinking to myself, I needed to buy that table runner. And then, of course, I completely forgot about it by the end of the day, and I just now remembered about it. I do need some sort of runner for my party area. That would work. So, you think I might be making these for you, but it's really because I am very absent-minded, and I like to be able to review things and then decide what I need to go back and buy. They do have quite an extensive Day of the Dead section this year, Dia de los Muertos. Where was all of this stuff last year when I did this theme? I found a lot of stuff actually at the Dollar Tree, but finding other stuff in general it wasn't hard to find necessarily, but I don't remember there being such a plethora of stuff like there is this year. I see it everywhere now. But they certainly have a lot of colorful, fun stuff here. A lot of DIY stuff as well. I don't know that I would have time to do any of that. Last year at Walmart, they were selling Day of the Dead cookie decorating kits that I thought were pretty cool. It came with the icing and all the little candy bits and bobs to really make this dry-looking brown sugar cookie into a bright and festive Day of the Dead sugar skull. And I thought, that would make a fun video, so I bought one of those. It was kind of pricey, too. I want to say it was like $17 or something crazy. And it sat in my video room for months and months. I literally finally just threw that away last week, unopened. So we got more wreaths here. This is what I decided to spend my money on, one of these man-eating plants. They're $200, but with 40% off, it's $120. Then I had my $5 coupon, so it would have been $115. I literally was trying to pick which one of those I was going to walk out of the store with when I got a notification pop up on my phone that I had a meeting in 15 minutes. So I didn't get to buy it. I had to run out to my car, zip over to work. I made it to my meeting in like 2 minutes to spare. So I'll have to go back for it. Look there too. This is kind of the crafting stuff where you can make your own things. There is a nice little coffin sign there. I see those large coffin signs everywhere this year. You may remember seeing one in the background of some of my videos. I actually bought one from Home Depot. It was an unwelcome sign, and I am using it as inspiration to make my own unwelcome sign. I'm just making it 6 feet tall, and I'm doing a video on it, so you'll get to see that soon enough, but it's kind of slow going. I might get that up this weekend, maybe next weekend. I'm not sure. But I really love the way it turned out. I can't wait to show it to you. Stay tuned for that. But, if you're in the crafting mood, there's all this stuff here, and who has time for that? I wish maybe if I didn't make so many of these walkthrough videos, I'd have time to do more crafting. Who knows? All right, there is some animatronic stuff here. I'm a little surprised by that. They've got a couple of groupings of tombstones, which is nice. I like that they're not all the same size. Gives it a little variety. But they've got a little cat there. This owl looks like he's got those big wide eyes, turns his head. We saw something very similar at Bed Bath & Beyond, but it wasn't in a box. And that's something I think we're going to see here in a minute as well, like with these Christmas trees. So, we see those everywhere now too, but they're usually not in a box. So I don't know why Michael's has it. Obviously, they're getting the same manufacturers to produce the same stuff, but with a box. So maybe that's worth the premium that you're going to pay here. They do have some lighting options as well. A little disappointed with their selection. I mean, it's the typical string lights. It's even those same sort of push button displays, so they're all made by the same people. All right, what is this?
Happy Halloween!
Okay, we have seen lots of those musical lights in the past. That might be the worst sounding one I think we have ever heard. That was just awful. Also, I'm not sure if you noticed, but they had a bulb listed there as a black Halloween light bulb. That is not the same thing as a black light bulb. You're just going to be very disappointed if you buy something like that. It's just going to be a very dim, purpley, glowing bulb. It's not going to make your stuff fluoresce like a black light will. I do have an upcoming blacklight review I can't wait to share with you soon to go along with that coffin project I made, so stay tuned for that. Did you see the price on that skeleton? $80. It's the same skeleton that you can get for half that price everywhere else. All right, we have got some t-shirts here. It looks like they are mostly women's. I don't know if they're unisex, but they don't look like it. And I am hoping we don't run across any that have that one phrase you guys know I don't like. Clearly it is not there, thank goodness. All right, we've got some Creatology merchandise. Looks like we can paint by, well, I don't know if it's paint by numbers, but you can paint a little canvas there or a little ceramic piece. But if you're really in the mood, you can buy one of these boxed sets of Creatology nonsense. I'm going to say I've bought a few of these in the past. They always end up at Goodwill because they look super fun, but they are super hard. You need like an engineering degree to figure out how to put half them together, and they will just drive you insane. Now this is something I think is a fantastic idea. I don't know why they didn't have this when I was growing up. Build your own boo bucket. That is awesome. You can get your kids to make their own trick-or-treat bucket. Oh, I would have had so much fun doing that when I was a kid. Highly recommend that option. Of course, they've got stuff you can stick into it or use as your trick-or-treating with the little light-up things or whatnot. Lots of fun stuff. Anyway, that was our trip to Michael's. I was disappointed I didn't go home with anything, but I was very excited when I got home again that I received the package from them. And I've got these cool candelabras for my vampire display. Anyway, so that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more store walkthroughs, DIYs, product reviews, and more. Till next time, take care and happy haunting.